In this video, I'll be showing you how I do a fill-in on my acrylic nails. First, I just want to say that I will be redoing the footage for these orange nails, so just be looking out for that. In the meantime, I will use my pliers to take off these gold designs that I have put onto my nails. So yeah, I just use my pliers, I just wedge them underneath the pieces and just take them right off. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the gel polish with my e-file. That's the quickest way. So I take this particular bit, it has nice teeth in it and it has a nice flat top so I can get into my cuticle area. I just turn my drill on and I start going long ways down the nail to get the gel polish off. I don't worry about getting every single bit of color off at this point. I know that eventually when I'm shaping and filing later, it will come off. After you've gotten all your polish off, buff the regrowth area of your real nails where they need to be filled, and then we will prep for dehydrator and primer. I dehydrate my nails using acetone on a cotton ball, and then I use this Mia's Secret extra bonder to prime every single nail, and I put 2 coats on all nails, and this will help prevent lifting. I'm also using Mia's Secret liquid monomer, my Sassi USA acrylic brush in a size 8, and also my Mia's Secret clear acrylic. First, I swirl my brush a few times in the liquid monomer to saturate the bristles, and then I will drag it up the sides to flatten out the brush to get a nice shape. Then I drag it through my acrylic to get a nice bead, and I place that bead on my cuticle and I just press it into my cuticle. I let it sit there for a second and kind of settle and form, and then I begin to smooth it out into the shape that I want. When I'm sculpting acrylic, I like to use very light motions with my brush, and I like to tap, 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 and then smooth. Tap, 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 and then smooth. Add acrylic wherever you see a thin part of your nail or anything where there's a dip in your nail, because if you don't, eventually that will break. So just check all the angles of your nail and add acrylic wherever you see any weak points. So I'm checking all the angles from the side. It looks pretty good. It's got a nice apex in the center and it's got a nice thickness throughout. The liquid monomer to acrylic powder ratio is very important, and that's something I will detail for you in a future video. So I pick up a bead, I smush it into my cuticle and smooth it down. I like to angle my finger forward during this process, so that way the acrylic just naturally flows downward and it makes a nice natural shape without you having to put too much effort into sculpting. Don't forget to clean your brush in between steps to keep it clean from acrylic. So I've gotten my cuticles all filled, and now it's time to do a bit of shaping with my e-file. I like to use this bit first when I am shaping because it has this round tip on it, and the round tip just prevents my cuticles from being torn up. So first I like to start on the sides, and then I like to go in a U shape around my cuticle, and that gives it a really beautiful finish. If you are just starting out with using an e-file, just take your time, practice. This is probably one of the most time-consuming parts. So once you get this down, your nails will look fabulous. Once I'm satisfied with my cuticles, I will take my drill bit and go back and forth across my nail just to get it nice and smooth and to make sure that there are no inconsistent shapes or dips or there's no bulk in my nail. Also, when I am working around my cuticles, I'll use my thumb to pull my skin back from my nail just to expose that nail and to keep it out of the way from the drill bit. So just pull that skin back, go across the nail with your drill bit, and then just check all your angles, take your time, and get your shape perfect. Once you're satisfied with your shape, go ahead and file your nails and buff them with a buffer block to prepare for polish. So my nails are all shaped, buffed, and filed. They're nice and smooth, and now it's time for polish. So I'm going to use this Sinful Colors Caribbean Breeze, and I will polish this on each one of my nails to prepare for the design. I also have these little gold pieces that I used on my orange nails, and I will show you how I attach those and how I attach these crystals. This Acrylic Polygel that I got off Amazon is what I will be using to stick on my designs. So I put 2 coats of this Caribbean Breeze on each nail. Since this is not a gel color, I make sure I thoroughly dry it because I will be using a gel top coat. Yes, love it. Next, I take a small dot of polygel and put it onto this small nail art brush. And I kind of let it sit on the brush for a second so it can kind of form into a ball. And then I smush that little ball onto wherever I want to put my design. Then I take my gel top coat. I know this is unusual, but go with me. I take my gel top coat and I paint it all over the nail. Then I use my brush to pick up my small little gold moon and I smush it into the polygel. And once I do that, I like to just make sure I'm happy with the placement. And then I smooth all of the polygel down around the design so it's smooth and not bulky. And then I will go ahead and cure that nail. And I just repeat that for each nail. For these smaller designs, you can actually paint over them with the gel top coat to allow them to adhere better to the nail. But with the chunkier designs, I like to put the polygel down, then my gel top coat, and then the 3D design. It just depends on what you're doing. So with these rhinestones, I actually like to go ahead and put down my polygel, put down a gel top coat, and then put the diamonds on top of the gel top coat so that they are not covered up by the gel top coat. I hope I did not just confuse everybody, because there's just 2 ways that you can stick on your 3D designs. You can put your polygel down and then a gel top coat and then put your design on top, or you can put a dot of polygel down, put your design on, and then put the gel top coat on top. It just depends on the finished result that you want. With chunkier designs, I like to put the gel top coat beneath so that it's not covering up and becoming too bulky. Don't forget to cure each nail for 60 to 90 seconds. So these are the finished nails. I like them, but I don't love them. So the next day, I decided to add a little bit more bling. So here I am putting down a line of polygel, and I'm just going to add a couple of rhinestones. And I think I'm happier with this set. Another tip with this polygel trick, when you're done, before you cure, take a tiny brush and smooth down those little ridges of polygel so that they melt into your gel top coat so that there is no distinct line there and the diamonds are just sitting on top flawlessly. Yeah, I'm actually much happier with the set now that I've added some more bling. This is giving me Houston, Texas, Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, Savage Remix vibes, and I'm absolutely loving it. Thanks for watching.